Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to session 31 of Thieves Incorporated. We did like a little intro bit. Um, we also lost like a little bit of things. What needs to be said is Paimon got a skeleton key that leads, well, as the thing that she wanted is a skeleton key that leads to a cellar.
Excellent.
And that is that's most of what happened.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, the rest of it was just we were just going on a tangent of Belladros being cartoonishly evil.
Yep.
Like far from reasonable evil.
Mm-hmm.
My slippers are made of skinned puppies.
They are softest.
Literally like Cruella de Vil levels of evil.
Yeah. Just, like going beyond. I mean, considering that we're talking about an eccentric guy who wears a gold mask, I honestly find that more believable than what Belladros actually is.
Fun time.
But yes, back to the matter at hand.
Yes.
Tigger asks for. Look at the thing again.
I called it a world shaper sextant, but you can rename it if you want.
I like the name.
You can
also, I can't
reflavor
think
it.
of one at the moment.
Okay.
What is it?
It is basically a device that lets me build gadgets way faster.
Okay. A fabrication unit, if you will.
Yes. Like it can cast fabricate. It can cast fabricate. It can like do like holographic blueprints and stuff like that. So.
Lovely.
But yes. Other than that, we'll figure out. Anything else you want to ask of Belladros at the moment?
I mean, for my item, I would have him upgrade my Primal Ash spellcasting focus from +1 to +3.
Oh yeah. He'll give you he'll once again take out an orb. Well, not an orb, but the wisp things that he continuously has around. Proceeds to take one, reaches his hand inside, pulls out ashes of, pulls out a strange bottle of substance, and hands it to you, as it says on the side that it is the ashes of. Listen, trying to think of something at the moment. Something old. The ashes of an old archmage.
Ah.
All right, time to snort some dead guy.
Well, I don't snort. I just put it on my staff.
All right.
We don't snort the ashes. No.
That comes after.
Yeah. So that comes when everyone's burning the bodies that have been afflicted with all the diseases
That's the after party.
Let me tell you, nothing. Let me tell you, anyone who says cocaine's better is freaking kidding themselves because when you snort archmage ashes, it is something else. like not only do you see some really weird stuff, but also you shoot like lightning out of your fingers for a while and know that it's not a hallucination.
Just like the fairy dust.
Yeah. Well, what'd you think it was made out of? Fairy dust? Why do you think it's so expensive? You gotta find an archmage to cremate.
What about an archdruid? Or a warp?
Doesn't give quite the same flavor.
You're right. The archdruid, instead of it being lightning, you suddenly got vines growing out of your wrists.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not quite the same.
Yeah.
Also the plant. Also people don't enjoy that one as much because instead of seeing the cool crap like the ways the universe works and stuff, instead they just get a bunch of plants screaming "why" at them. Nobody can ever really look at a salad the same after that. Why do you guys let me write this stuff?
I don't know.
We're going on the randomest of tangents.
I mean, to be fair, I had quite a bit of mead before I came on the stream.
All right, what are we doing now?
Skirbo's good.
You know what? I think I'll just get myself because I can't remember anything other than the port key parts that I was gonna have Skirbo get. So I think instead of that, I think I'll just pull out my my sword and my my flintlock. I think I'm well past due for an upgrade. Because because in all honesty, I should probably upgrade my flintlock, at least my flintlock, as soon as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Improvements on the cutlass would be a bonus.
Oh,
Oh, wait. You all right there, Spence?
Spencer. Technical difficulties. Please stand by.
Oh my fucking god, he fucking
Our
dead.
dear game referee, can you hear me?
We cannot hear you if you are speaking.
Oh boy, DM loading. DM loading part 2. Here we go.
I mean, last session was Spencer.exe is not responding.
Yeah.
Is it working this time? It does not appear so.
Boy.
Spencer.exe has crashed.
Spencer, do you just
frick
want to use your
God.
phone? That might work better.
Maybe.
I mean, I'm on my phone right now. My computer is unstable, as we all know, from repeats of me just randomly disappearing and then coming back 2 minutes later and be like, I have returned.
I
mean,
was
the-
going
I mean,
to
the
go on my
computer
laptop
troubles-
for this, but
I mean, your computer troubles are partially responsible for our current running gag of you being the cook.
This is true. This is true.
Because I believe it originated
Oh, yeah.
from
Because that's where he got the +1 cook's tools. Is because
yeah. I believe he took a phone call, and then when he tried to come back on, his computer crashed, and then he was,
right.
and so he was gone the entire combat encounter. And then when he came back, you were just like, oh, you know what? You found +1 cooking utensils, and then
Like,
and we were just
wait.
like. And Brad was just like, "What happened?"
Hello there.
Hey.
The game referee has returned.
He
This is
lived.
some trippy nonsense. But yes, I am back. Once again, we'll get into this after the session.
You know what? That's fair.
All right. Where were we? Okay. So yes, gun for Skirvo. Shoot.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna tell you the stats after the session.
Fair
But
enough.
now,
I don't think I'll
all
need
right.
it now.
Hopefully.
No, we're totally gonna murder Bellatrix right here and now.
Well,
yeah, I mean, I
I'm talking
just insulted him.
about- I was talking about
He's like,
hopefully.
oh my god!
Oh,
I just
shoot,
imagine
okay.
how that goes. He's just like,
All
He's
right. I guess we're going back to ending number 1.
I think number
I-
one, there's more.
can we just imagine the immediate just dicketry that would be? He's just like, yes, here, let me use my magic, and he's like, there you go, my favorite employee, a new gun. Really? How does it work? Bang! Walk away quietly.
What? Yeah.
Anyway, No,
Alright.
no. I believe this session we are going to end up going
Red Building.
to the Red Tower, aren't we?
works.
Yes.
We got to deal with
You
a
have-
with a red dragon and what was it? A djinn?
And a Freedy.
Oh,
A
and a
Freedy.
Freedy.
Yeah, that was almost worse.
No, Jinn
Yeah.
are fine. Genie are the air ones. They're like the one good genies.
The
Yeah,
point
if-
is that yeah, but it's being commanded by an evil entity.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's a good thing. Like if Freedy are, but like if Freedy are also very evil. So
Yeah, we're so we're gonna have to see how that goes.
I think it'll be
I'm
just a
sure it'll be
conversation. I
fine.
don't think we're gonna have to fight a dragon.
Yeah.
Hopefully not.
I don't know. We are
Oh.
taught. I don't know. The negotiations are being handled by Captain Throws a Galleon over here.
Yeah, but he learned his lesson. He won't do that again.
Are we sure about that?
Yes.
Drama. That's what he gained.
You see, I don't think this conversation is going the way I like it. Throws a ship.
And since
You
we
didn't even pack it.
and since we delivered another orb,
Yeah.
Spencer,
Yes.
does that mean that we also level up?
Yes.
Okay.
Ooh. Ooh.
Wait, did you guys not already do that?
No.
What
we-
level are we supposed to be at, Spencer?
13th.
13 right now, I believe.
Ah,
Right.
shoot.
Maddie, for you that means better mage hand, and you basically always get advantage
Oh, bet.
because you can
Ah,
just distract someone with mage hand, and then they have and then you get advantage on attack rolls against them.
Oh yeah,
lovely.
versatile trickster.
Oh, 13. That means our proficiency bonus goes up.
Oh
+5. Y'all saying I have Sauron just got nastier.
no, she was already 13th.
Oh, never mind then.
All right. Elegant maneuver.
However, that does mean my magic is nastier. You know, say DC 22 +14.
Yeah.
Fun times, fun times. This goes up to 13. D8 is 5, and 5 is 10.
Ah, all right. It's not a lot.
Ooh, 7th level spells, guys.
And spell storing item,
Yeah.
which is like one of the best artificer features.
Mm-hmm. Oh yes, I used it on Kalani, and Kalani didn't end up using it.
Kalani didn't really need it.
True, but I was like, what
I
else am I
barely
gonna
need
use
the
it
weapon
with?
I started with.
Yeah.
my magic item for the campaign was a pair of gloves that made me better at lifting.
Mhm,
And I somehow became the most terrifying thing.
mhm. 7th level spell.
Yep.
Ooh,
yeah.
there's so many fun things. Delayed blast fireball, finger of death, firestorm, river of lava.
Anyways,
whirlwind.
now that we got we got our magic items from Belladros. We'll go over some more of the details after session. What are we doing now?
Yep. That's up to you. You got like one more day left before you have to actually go. So
Return to the ship, I guess.
Yeah.
Yep. Begin
Return.
repairs and
Yeah, I
Yeah.
got repairs.
space radio.
Make sure it's
All right.
fixed. Maybe talk to.
And I have my fancy
Maybe
new
have-
magic item, which means I can probably finish all the repairs really quickly.
all right. So if that's the plan, then you guys
Wait.
go ahead.
Sorry, I'm trying to. Sorry, I'm currently trying to level a character. Ignore me.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm trying to level 3 different characters.
Mm-hmm.
Put you right there. Yes. So you guys spend the so you guys spend the rest of the evening on the ship. You
Dang it.
I think it's kind of pointless to tell to tell Ticker to roll at this point.
So he can fabricate
You
them.
fix a lot of the issues.
Yeah, I mean, I have Fabricate to do it with now, so
Yeah, not
I
only
don't
that,
need
but
to
you
roll.
still
I
have
just do
Mary,
it.
and you
Mhm.
still have Mary for the help.
Yep.
But yes. So next day, I guess like so. That's what Ticker is doing. I assume Sadar is hanging out with
Anastasia.
Anastasia. I assume that Paimon is once again trying to Scrooge McDuck her way through her pile of gold in the crow's nest.
I mean,
Oh,
she
yeah.
needs to hide it now, so.
Yeah, I need to figure out, like, I could dump all the stuff that's in my bag of holding into the storage room, and then just keep on going back and forth.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah, I'll
Oh,
just do that.
okay, so you just take one of the random doors on deck and you
Mhm.
just go back and forth several times through it as you continuously put like a little bit of money into the thing, put it inside the receptacle. Well, not the
It's
receptacle,
almost looking like I
inside
didn't modify Skirvo's
the
stats for a
skeleton
while.
key door, and eventually, through the entirety of the evening, you manage to to get rid of every single last gold coin and place it inside of your new room you have.
Hey, sweet, let's go. Now I could actually Scrooge McDuck in there.
Remember, it's not a liquid. It is a great many pieces of solid matter that form a hard floor-like surface. Do not jump in head
That didn't
first.
stop Scrooge McDuck.
Scrooge McDuck is a
Scrooge
cartoon
McDuck had-
character.
He also had
also
years of
magical.
training in dexterity.
Okay, and
He's
At
immune to head wounds.
Yeah.
one point during the day, Wit will come to Skirvo and ask him if he can take a piece of the ship with him for emergencies.
And what
All
for?
right.
Well, you see, I have perfected a spell recently that could transport many of us back to the ship, but it only guaranteed to work if I have an associated object.
Skirvo looks at the hologram of Duchess he was talking to, and then he just pulls out his knife, carves out a piece, and gives it to Wit.
Thank you. So, out of character, teleport. That's the spell in question.
Yep.
If he has an
All right.
associated object, it is guaranteed to succeed and not be a mishap.
That is good. That is very good.
But yes, so that's what you guys were up
And
to, and
Skirvo's
so
leveled up. Now to move on to Lurdevox, who's probably cooking as we speak.
Mm-hmm.
The mad lad.
yes.
While offering very roommate advice to Sidar. It's like, have you considered trying? It's like, have you considered trying to invite Anastasia on our travels after we depart this land?
I thought I did before the whole battle thing, but maybe she only interpreted it as just the space battle, air battle. He didn't say space battle, he said air battle.
Communication is always important.
He pulls on a thinking face and has that hand on chin kind of a look.
Yeah. Communication is important. Make sure things are clear between you two.
He just sort of is nodding along, well, without saying anything.
Is it? I'm assuming there haven't been any troubles between you two as of late. Granted,
No.
it's only been a few days.
No, I don't think so. Although she hasn't told me of anything.
Yeah. Well, it would still be right to check.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, I was just going through our discussion in the players chat. And do we want to talk with Bella about Clara leaving this plane early with dread views?
Oh yeah, we do need to find. Well,
Yeah.
we can do that while we're out the next day after we finish talking
Okay.
to
The dragon?
to the dragon. Yes.
Yeah, because don't we have to do a mission for Clara or Bella soon?
Yeah, that's like one of our last things.
Yeah.
That's one of the last loose ends we need to tie up before the big
Yeah.
dungeon.
I'll be back.
Okay.
All right. Lovely. What's the D8?
The D8 was my hit die.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Flying 3 points. Lovely. Okay. Yeah, I'm all up to date. All all 3 of them. Sadar, Theron, and Cerberus. Alright.
Dang, no one's really ever done this before. Okay. Nothing.
Had silence in that.
Thinking of something. There is literally only one thing. I am very, very, very disappointed in the creativity of other people. Oh well. Okay. Back to the matter at hand. So the next day comes.
Mm-hmm.
As the morning wakes up,
I have
as you
returned.
realize that um
Literally gets nothing at 13th level.
What?
13th is a pretty sparse level.
What?
Yeah.
What gets nothing at 13th?
The monk.
Maybe.
Huh.
I think their unarmed strike die might go up.
Nope.
No,
They
it
get
doesn't.
an extra key point, and they get.
I get an additional
Tongue of the
key
Sun and
point,
Moon.
and that's about it.
You also get Tongue of the Sun and Moon.
Oh, I get another technique. Okay, that's what it is.
Yeah, because it's the new monk. It's the new monk that gets techniques instead of.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you also get
That's
access
fine,
to
I
you
still-
also get access to 4th degree techniques, which can be really good sometimes, including Tongue of the Sun and Moon, which is if someone can speak a language, you can speak to them.
Yep, I know that one's really good.
Shame that it's on Lurdovox, so we can't use it to speak with the Batraki.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so I do have Sun and Moon.
If you want
Tongue
it,
of the
yes.
Sun.
If you
All
want.
right, yeah, I'm
looking
taking
at
that.
the
That's a
old-
good one.
version.
Lurdovox is a people pleaser, and he needs to be able to talk to literally everybody.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm doing that. After I finish upping all his stats.
Spencer, continue.
yes. So once again so the morning has come, and it is the time that you have spent these many weeks finally getting to. As you make your way to the spire that's at the center of the pyramid complex and is the tallest thing from miles around, even taller than that mountain that you once went up, but not as tall as that fly
Floating
island.
rock?
floating rock, mostly because it's in the air. But other than that, it's the tallest thing around.
Fantastic.
And so you make your way to the front, well, to the giant doors that you have seen several times now, or at least that you have once tried to knock on, only to have no entrance. But now you have entrance as you hold the ticket aloft in the air.
So
As you
first of all,
hear,
who should be our? So first of all, pull out the Mass Effect screen. Who should be our shore party for this one?
I'll go.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
I was thinking
obviously we got Skirvo.
Obviously, the
the
main party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any additional crewmates?
Wit, so that if need be, he can teleport us out of there.
Good
That's a
idea.
Are
You know
we
what?
concerned about are we concerned about Skirbo's charisma? Because in theory, Cerberus does have +6 to charisma, 22.
I don't know. I
But
feel like bringing another dragon
considering-
into this is going to be a bad
that's what I
idea.
say. But he's a dragon, and he has not just a red head, but also a bronze and 2 gem heads, which
Yeah, but I feel like as much as I'd love that extra bump in charisma, I feel as though it would be a
that's
bad
why
idea to
that's why I was
bring
like,
dragon.
are we? Yeah, I was like, you probably shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
If you-
I'm
this-
debating
this
whether or
is-
not we should. I'm debating whether or not we should have Mary along, or if we should have her doing the vibe check back at the ship.
I think we still have
Probably
time
the
for
vibe check.
I think we still have time for the vibe check, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
Vibe
Yeah.
checking
Well, we could
these
do-
nuts.
Bring her with us to the tower, so that
Okay. Well,
nothing just escapes us there.
do we want
and then
Mary with us
we'll
or not?
fight the ship.
I think so.
Yeah,
All right.
Because like this is the last orb we need to the last of the
All right.
main orbs. We need to
Yeah.
I think we need the Eye of Sauron.
Fair
Yep.
enough. Let me finish leveling her up real quick.
She's going to 15, yeah?
14.
14. That on a savant is unyielding will. You get proficiency in
13
charisma saves, and whenever you make an intelligence save, you get evasion. Oh, and also you get to add your intellect die to charisma saves. Which isn't
Nice.
amazing, because charisma saves are very, very rare, but... To be fair, charisma saves also are generally, like, the worst possible effect if you do fail, because that's, like, what banishment uses, and plane shift. Not that plane shift would work in this plane,
All right.
but...
Good. That means there wasn't a whole lot to add or adjust. All I need to do is add her hit points, and for the sake of expediency, I will not gamble this time.
all right.
Plus Constitution.
So you decide to listen. All right. Who's all coming along?
the main party,
plus Wit and Mary.
Wit and Mary.
So
Okay. Where are you leaving Clara?
with Flutterbox at the ship? Question mark.
Maybe take Clara... Maybe take Clara to that safe house? Because there was the safe house that we were going to take her to before the battle.
Our
Okay,
safe.
then.
Okay. Okay. I was gonna say our original house got blown up.
Yeah, the safe house that Bella was
Right
going to
over.
take was gonna put her in before the battle.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, all
Lord-
right. No.
Lord of Ox, being the silly boy, stays with her, I guess. Because apparently these two are bonding now.
Ooh.
What?
Ooh.
Maybe it's
What?
food.
Is the safe house not an option?
We would have
Well,
needed to have
okay.
talked to Bella about that.
You probably need to talk to Bella first, otherwise you'll be seen. If you think about it, okay. Your characters realize that, or at least if they think about it, if you just show up uninvited to a place that's supposed to be a safe house
Okay, fair enough.
for a crime lord,
Yeah.
So let's
and you
go.
don't have
Let's go
any
have the conversation
obvious
with
way
Bella.
of proving it.
Let's go have the conversation with Bella first, and then we'll go talk to the Red Dragon.
Why do we? I'm wondering why we need to. Why we need to even bother having her in the safe house for this.
I mean, if you think about it, you have people on this ship that Clara has been around before. There's still Brobnar and Gretchen. Gretchen will probably put her to work, but make it look like that it's fun.
So Gretchen will Tom Sawyer her into work.
Yes, that's her way of doing things.
And again, there's also Lurdovox.
Lurdovox, which is more like a very new relationship, as they've interacted once, twice.
They've interacted twice. That being said, the second interaction went a heck of a lot better because she got to witness firsthand how much of a absolute teddy bear this guy is.
Let's see. Trying to think of who else on the ship is dependable enough. No, Glex will probably preach about the glory of Bahamut. Dark Notion is a definite no-go.
Dark Notion is Dark Notion.
Dark Notion is get the hell off my ship. Damn it, he's in the rafters.
He's in the walls.
He's in the goddamn walls.
I swear at this point I'm
He's
honestly
straight up vermin.
I'm honestly convinced that I couldn't get rid of him if I tried.
Like I said, he's a cockroach.
I'm honestly convinced that even if I tried, I couldn't get rid of him.
Yeah, you have dependable people, and if you really expect like your ship to be blown up and like or be under attack and like within the next day or so, there's enough people on the ship that care about the well-being of the ship, like they like their job enough.
Yeah.
And I also feel like when it comes to keeping Clara safe specifically, it's like Davy Jones, you trust us to act in your stead? I trust you to understand what'll happen if you fail.
Yeah. Yeah, any person who currently exists on this crew, save for perhaps Dark Notion and the we only have like one idiot left, don't we?
I think so.
Something like that.
Yeah, I think with the exception of possibly those two, I think everyone else is pretty well aware of the real reason Skirvo went to war that day. So, there's that. Like I said, I don't think there's a need to put her in the safe house. I think we can just keep her on the ship and, at the very least, trust Lurdovox to keep an eye on things.
Yeah.
For now, anyway.
Yeah.
All right, then the matter is settled.
We should still we do need to go by Bella's after we're done with the Red Dragon, so we can have that conversation with Bella.
And after that, we need to have Mary go around and do a general vibe check with people to see if to base it so that we can form an actual chain of command of people we can.
Yeah, Skirvo and Bella going around and doing a vibe check and everything.
Yeah. Well, it's much better to get. Well, actually, it's better for them to do this while Skirvo's away, because they're much more. They'll feel much more liberal to say what they actually feel when the captain's not within earshot.
Okay.
That's
All right.
that's why I was wondering whether or not we wanted to have Mary doing it now. But no, it makes more sense to have her with us for this.
We could always send her back to the ship when we go talk to Bella, because we know Bella.
Yeah.
That is true. That is true. Mary doesn't need to be there for Bella.
And also, she probably wouldn't want to be there for Bella.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You know her so well.
But yes. So, you're at the front door. It begins to open as it does a thing that has been going on for a while, as some esoteric, listen, as some esoteric numbers that you didn't really quite get at first, but now understand that it is, listen, that it
It's the ticket
represents.
number.
Yeah, the ticket number now comes to light as well as the ticket begins to glow, and listen, and the Jinn, well, not the Jinn, the Afridi steps forward.
Yeah.
It's like, so you have come today at last. Huh, strange. I thought I had you guys booked for at least another 400 years.
It's funny how that turns out.
It was
Has it been that
supposed to
long
be
already?
Hardly so.
I mean, in all honesty, it would genuinely be hard for Skirvo to tell at this point.
Yeah, as they say, time goes by faster as you get older.
Yep.
But yes, so he looks at your ticket, is like realizes it's glowing, and it's like as he starts mumbling in kind of a grouchy sort of tone. It's like, fine, you have an hour. He
Let's make
leads
the
you
most of
in,
it.
and as you look in, the whole place is an extravagant sort of palace, decorated with riches from worlds beyond. From from okay, let's see. Person with most experience in this room is Ticker, with more riches than Ticker has ever seen in his lifetime.
More experience goes to Skirvo, actually,
Yeah.
remember.
Because like
He's
even
okay,
even
wait.
though
A lot
Ticker
older and
even
more
though Ticker is
traveling.
of a spell jamming people, Thrycreen are not rich.
No,
Yeah.
no. It's okay. You're a thief and you've been to a lot of different places,
Yes, that
if
is
that
true.
makes sense.
Yeah. All right.
It's like I'm trying to describe that a lot of these objects come from very, very foreign places, and none of them seem to come from the same place.
Okay.
Skirvo would be familiar with one place. To him, this all looks expensive as heck.
Yeah.
Ticker realizes that
Right.
these all come from various different places.
Blimey, haven't seen one of those since. Huh. No, it's really been that long. Just. Blimey, those were worth a lot.
Well,
4 LD units? Speaking
but
of genie
yes.
manufacturing cost.
So the matter was so so the Ifriti looks at all of you and it's like, quit gawking. She's upstairs.
Aye. Head up the stairs. I thought he was leading us to the place.
Mm-hmm.
No, he has led you in and is now kind of watching behind you.
All right, so it's up to us to just go upstairs. Very well then.
Yep.
Yes. You travel across the outward edge of the spire, as there's a staircase that kind of winds its way around as you go up several floors of several floors of mounted riches of much like the first floor, but a lot less organized. As you keep going up, it becomes less and less organized until the top floor, where it's just a giant pile of gold. Think Paimon's pile, but several times the size.
So
What
a
was that last-
classical just pile of gold coins. Wait,
just
are they coins or ingots?
okay. So we just reached the top of the stairs
A mixture of the two.
and
Oh,
just
lovely.
reached a big old pile of coins.
Dragon,
Ending,
so
Yes.
fair enough.
Honestly, I
and
would have been
then-
weirded out if we walked into a freaking interview office.
And then sitting in the middle of this, of this giant pile of coins, on a, sits, a red dragon. Remind me who's here again?
Who's what?
Okay, so everyone in the main
Cigar,
party except
Turbo.
for, all right,
All
except for
four
Wit
main.
and
All 4 mains plus Wit plus Mary. Who all besides
right.
the Dark can speak Draconic?
I can't.
I don't think anybody in the party right now, unless I had Mary learn that.
Let's see if witness.
So if the dragon doesn't speak common,
You know what? You know what? We'll
Just
say I had. We could
translate it
say I
again.
had Mary learn that. We never decided what languages she
well,
learned.
it's fine. I mean, we could always just do what we did with the
With the frog people.
what's his name? No,
The green dragon.
the green dragon, where Sidar acts as translator again. If we want to do that,
Yeah, that
or
works.
if Mary learns it with 2 translators.
That works without needing to do a retcon. So that's probably the way we
Yeah,
should
yeah.
do it.
All right.
Yeah.
all right. Okay.
But It's only necessary if the dragon doesn't speak common.
All right. I'm gonna need each of you to roll. Let's see. What kind of? Okay, so it's not each of you because all right. So Skirvo can make this roll. Paimon can make this roll. Ticker can make this roll. Sidar,
Mm-hmm.
what would you say is like in your history class?
Probably history of the area and inhabitants, which might include Red Dragon. Like nothing specific. Like not
Good enough.
like
You can make this. Sidar can make this roll.
Are we rolling?
Oh, okay. So it's. I think it's literally except for Mary because Mary would never have any experience with this. Wit's also a local. However,
He's an ogre.
he's
He didn't learn anything about this. Yeah, Wit is smart. Ogres are typically not.
He's an oddball of the group. Okay, the main party can roll for this. The other two, what is it? I
Roll
don't
for
think
what?
can. Make a history check.
History check. Okay.
All right.
1918. 10.
Lucky.
That's quite the drop. Oh,
Lucky.
Ooh.
Lucky.
Burn all 3 of the lucky and you got a 10.
The dice have spoken.
Paimon does not know what's going on.
No, it's funny. 1918, 10. And everyone's like, I remember this 18.
Paimon does not care about the history of dragons, even if they do have a lot of money.
All I care is about politics.
Okay, so yes, only politics if they're concerned about anarchy.
Economics.
What are Paimon's thoughts about anarcho-communism or anarcho-egalitarianism?
Oh don't even know that shit.
Steal good, blow stuff up better.
Personally,
Paimon
I
whole-
don't, but Paimon, she knows everything about that.
Paimon's whole
Okay.
whole lifestyle is step 1, overthrow government. Step 2, blow up
Eat
things. Step 3, step 4, profit.
All right. Okay.
You forgot
So,
step 5, eat cheese.
literally everyone else. Okay. So everyone else in the main party except Paimon and Wit and Mary. You notice something strange. Sidar, from all the other history books that you have read up about the dragons, she seems incredibly small, smaller than what is it compared to the rest.
Expected
Pick
this.
sometime in your history, you have seen a red dragon before, like an adult one, and she's not even that. Um,
Oh.
uh, S- Skirvo.
Yeah.
In one of your many wild stories that may or may not be true, we don't fully know. It's something about
Everyone
having
else
an
doesn't
affair
know. They just don't believe him.
listen, having some kind of affair with a red dragon. Yeah, you are not looking at an adult. If anything, you are looking at someone that could, listen, under many such circumstances, would barely be considered legal.
So it's a young, but not a wormling.
Yes, not a wormling, someone who is not yet an adult, but on that borderline.
Okay.
You know the old
it's a young red dragon.
I don't actually say this, but you know the old saying of taking candy from a baby? This ain't it. uh,
But yes, so she's there in the room, and some things aren't adding up because
I do remember
there's
someone saying something about her being new.
yeah. I think it was actually her bodyguard that said he was new. Somebody the day we tried to do this told us that she was new. We actually learned all about the fact that the dragons are replaced every now and then.
Yeah, we just learned about that, but
No, we learned about that talking to Martin, actually.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Martin mentioned that the dragons.
yeah, it was Martin that
Coming up.
told us the red dragon was new.
Yeah, Martin was the one who told us about this. So honestly, this is kind of what I expected.
Yeah.
All right. She is still smaller than anticipated.
Yeah, but whatever.
Oh well.
It's fine.
But yes, so judging from like amount of history books,
Mm-hmm.
a red dragon of this age, you understand, should not have this much money under any circumstance. Something is amiss. But
Is it
yes,
She received an
Do all three of
inheritance.
us, do all three of us know that the young should not have this much wealth?
yes.
All right.
Okay.
I think I know what's actually going on, and I'm not going to say it because it would be kind of metagamey to say it.
But yes, so she looks towards you, and then as she realizes that you are here, and goes, listen, and bellows out with the best voice she can attempt to, or at least that's what Mary can gather. It's like, who goes there in my abode?
This is all in common?
Yes.
Okay. So no need for translation duties yet.
All right. Sorry, I just pictured the back of Mary's mind. Cause like Mary initially didn't know what was going on, why everyone else was giving her weird looks, but then the dragon spoke and definitely heard its voice crack. So she just went, "Oh, it's a teenager."
We're all expecting, gargantuan ancient red dragon, and it's a teenager. We were expecting Yoda, and we got Grogu.
Yeah. Anyways,
Not quite. That would be a wormling. That would be a
Yeah.
wormling.
Yeah. All right. Okay. I be Captain Skirvo of the Crimson Duchess. And these are my crewmates. These are my crewmates. Ticker, Sidar, Mary, Paimon, and Wit.
I see.
Yeah. It is a pleasure to meet your acquaintance.
To make your acquaintance, you mean?
To meet or make?
It's make your acquaintance.
Huh.
Because
Sure.
meet your acquaintance would be meeting someone's acquaintance.
Ah, to make your acquaintance. Very well. Thank you for the correction, John.
English, don't you just love it?
Oh, it's wonderful. It has so many beautiful ways to express oneself, but it is also simultaneously one of the most frustrating languages. There's a beautiful poem out there.
English is not a language. It is 4 languages in a trench coat.
Yes.
Buffalo.
It is a melting pot. That's why it's considered one of the best languages for...
Ah, yes, I love the buffalo sentence.
That's the only one I know, so.
My favorite will always be that poem that's written by somebody who had to learn English, and they wrote about... And they basically had this extremely tongue-twisting poem, because when you read it, so many of the words are spelled the same, but they're not pronounced the same. And so many of the words are not even remotely spelled the same, but are pronounced the same and have different meanings. And it goes through pretty much all of them. It is wonderful.
Anyway.
But yes, what do you want to ask?
All right, guys. Let me double check our questions page, which I actually have a sneaking suspicion that we wrote no questions
We did not
for the
write any.
dragon.
We did not.
Cool. All right.
I mean, may as well just ask about what we're here for.
Mm-hmm.
Go straight out the gate with it, huh?
Be forthright with our intentions.
Very well. Ah, my neck just popped in 3 places. 4. Excuse me while the guy who is still somewhat sobering up because I am such a lightweight
Weak.
attempts to negotiate our way through a red dragon. This is not gonna lie, it didn't help that I didn't remember we were going to be doing this specific thing until after I already got home.
You know what's kind of funny, actually?
Yeah?
Assuming she is just like a young red dragon, the Afridi is actually a bigger threat.
Yeah. I mean, still not good, but, you know.
It is what it is.
So, anyways. All right. Well, I'll just cut straight to the point. We're here to speak about the red orb.
And what of it? why do you wish to covet something that is mine? As these words kind of like come from her mouth, it's like, um, Mary notices that something is off about her tone.
Sounds like grounds for an insight check.
I'm gonna give that a much more thorough insight. Let me double check my. Let me just double check which one was my. Okay. All right. Let's roll a merry level insight. Let's just move my character sheets around because I got 3 of them. No one to blame but myself. 17. Rolled a 2.
Roll a 2.
You got a 17 when you rolled a 2. Your goodness.
Don't you just love Mary?
Indeed.
All right. Okay. So with the 17, it's. I was really hoping. I was expecting you to not get trying to think of the outcome of this result.
Have flash of genius. That's a 21 now.
All right, 21. There
Oh
we
my
go.
gosh.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's right. I can
Oh.
do that whenever I want.
Oh yeah,
because
you can also add a D10 to that.
Do we need to though? I mean,
21's already pretty freaking good.
I mean, you'll gather more information depending upon how large
Oh,
it
okay.
is.
Do it if you want.
4,
So
so
25.
that
Oh.
is
25.
All right, 25. There we go.
2.
She has she has no idea what you're talking about, and even if she did know, she doesn't know where it is.
all right. Mary's going to gesture, is going to tap the captain on the shoulder and whisper that into his metaphorical ear. Just, I see. So you don't know where it is or what we're talking about.
Bah, of course I know where it is. I'll just send my bodyguard to fetch it for me. Is it, but as she as she looks, she then goes back to you, and as she looks behind you, then she goes back to you. It's like, on second thoughts, I don't see why I need to.
Mary packing the thought away in the back of her mind of how this dragon is such a poser. She's like, this is the last thing we needed with this whole elder god crap we have to deal with. We literally have a freaking edgy teen dragon trying to keep
like,
us
no,
from
I don't want to. All the other dragons are like, here, take it. I don't care anymore. Just take it and be gone with you. And this one's like, what should I? It's mine. Buzz off.
Yeah, she doesn't even know what it is.
Big round thing. Red, got pictures of dragons on it.
Maybe we should have a teenager talk with a teenager.
Would that work? Questions.
That'd be better than
You
an
wanna
adult
try that?
trying to talk to a teenager. Yeah, sure, why
Sure, we'll let
not?
me go. He's an old geezer.
I am quite literally old enough to be her grandfather. And
Which
yes,
is
I
saying
am
something
talking
for
about the dragon.
Yeah, which is saying something for dragons.
Yeah. I'm literally old enough to be her granddad. It is hilarious to me.
But yes, you want to say anything, Paimon?
Yeah, I'm going to go up to her. It's like, you don't even know what the fuck we're talking about.
It's, okay.
Ticker
So,
audibly winces.
Oh,
Paimon, make a perception check.
Sidar is just face palming
Perception.
and taking his head into his hand.
+6. Oh god, please. 30, 20. +6. Please, please, please. Okay. I'll settle with that.
Okay,
Man.
about
Not
average.
bad. Not bad.
So while you are busy talking to her, you can silently make out a hand gesture she's kind of doing with her left hand as you realize that, listen, as she is trying to sign something in Thieves Can't, that tantamounts to help me.
Gervo and Thieves can't as well.
Yeah, all rogues can.
Yeah.
Speak yet. She ain't talking to you.
Can I roll a? Can I roll a thing for Skirvo?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
I forgot that Skirbo is also a rogue.
Yeah. The swashbuckler may not be a rogue.
I'm gonna sign back if like you okay?
Hang on. Hang on a moment. There it is. 1d 20 plus 8. Huh. Not quite as
Captain
good, but was it
Skirbo,
good enough?
You can kind of make it out, but from this distance, and also Paimon's also kind of covering it up. Mostly
Turbo
because
saw
it's
something.
seen as small as possible. So Paimon, while you are in Thieves Can't, you cannot. Okay, so Skirvo, you understand that they are now having a conversation in Thieves Can't. You can't quite make it out as they are using, I guess, symbols and gestures as they are having a conversation, as Paimon is basically insulting the dragon in a very strange way, as the dragon is insulting back in a strange kind of way. To everyone else,
You don't
this
understand
is
the
a very
lingo of
weird.
the kids.
Yeah.
It's just teenagers
Mary
fighting.
knows this too.
I mean, these are just nervous hand gestures.
It's just
I mean,
a courtyard fight at
moving.
school,
Oh.
just with no hair
Yeah.
pulling.
These like nervous hand gestures. Like
Spencer.
when she doesn't verbally respond to Paimon's question, he's just going to chime in. Round thing about yeah, large, solid red,
Spencer.
dragons on it.
I need to point out
they're
again.
using like
Passive
funny
perception
gestures,
30. Passive
Oh?
perception 32 from Mary. Mary also knows Thieves Can't. I forgot about that.
Freaking dang it! Why did she know Thieves Can't?
Because she's an investigator.
Anyone that tries to
She's
butt
an
in,
investigator.
I'm just gonna sit your goofy ass down.
This is between us. Sit your goofy ass down.
We have 3 Thieves Canters here.
All right.
Mary probably also doesn't understand the lingo of the kids.
Something about like
So
Um,
you don't want to
ha-
you don't want to know what they're saying, Mary. They said something very rude about yo mama.
They're insulting you
something
without
about-
saying it's you.
saying something about someone's hella sus.
Got no riz.
Yeah, that's about the
Very-
situation that's going on.
Looking very cringe with those Yeezys over there.
I understood about half those words.
Wondering when the new Travie Patty is coming out.
Cap, bro, that's cap.
Captain. Mary's gonna
but
Thieves
yes,
Can't
so
Skirvo that she thinks the dragon's in trouble.
but yes, so something about how the that the Ifriti that's currently watching you guys is kind of the one in charge here, and what is so basically so listen, so while the red dragon is busy having a conversation, she's talking about her basically like the whole situation at the moment. The funny frog people told her that oh yeah, she's gonna have a very nice place, but didn't realize that at some point she's gotten overpowered by the Afridi. Um, that is currently is now kind of using her as a puppet, putting up a mirror image on the roof, making her look a lot more imposing, and is now extorting a lot of money out of the local population. It's a whole freaking conspiracy that's been focused around this area. It's the reason why you're paying taxes for for a red dragon. But yes, funny frog people promised her things. Something about how Beladros killed the last one. Um, listen, and in a fit of rage, could not find the orb. Put in someone else. The funny frog people, the Batraki, never told her where the orb is. And so now she's stuck here, basically as a bird in a bird cage. Really wanted to do something when that whole airship battle was happening, but couldn't because the Afridi told her no. Um, as this is all going down, as you're basically having a sideshow conversation about what's it?
Damn it! Do I
About
need
that
to adopt a red
terrible
dragon?
haircut.
Hey, Paimon can finally
Dragons
have
in
a
the party.
bestie
Yeah.
2 dragons in the
that she
party.
doesn't want to chuck off the ship.
2
swear.
narcissistic gold hoarding red dragons in the party. Skirvo, your ship is going to become a gold ferry. It's just going to become a merchant ship. The cargo holds the label full of gold from the 2 red dragons that now they want it.
If we actually undo the seals that are keeping them here, I might be just freaking adopting a red dragon teenager. What the heck?
You know, I actually kind of hope that happens because then in like the Astral Sea, we can have like I get Yankee riding a red dragon versus like one of the crew riding a red dragon.
Well, red dragons are very prideful but either way, that just means there's just a red dragon hanging out with the ship.
Yeah, but like,
And she's, which I'm not gonna lie, does immediately open my favorite image of the teenage red dragon just telling the captain, "Shut up! You're not my dad."
Skirvo will be like, you're right. More closer to your grandfather.
I am
But yes.
bloody old enough to be.
But yes, so the red dragon goes by the name of Shahara, and she's basically suffering imposter syndrome because she feels like she has earned none of this and feels trapped in this situation and does not want to be here any longer.
Lovely. Lovely.
Yeah, Skirvo is basically gonna say something along the lines of in Thieves Camp the all right, I'm gonna have to we'll see what
well,
we
I don't know if Skirvo knows this
Yeah.
because like this
Well-
this is still the conversation with Paimon.
Yeah.
Listen. Okay, so, but yes, this is the conversation with Paimon.
This
Mary
is an A and B
underst-
conversation. You need to see your way out of it.
Mary sees it.
Mary okay. Mary, while she doesn't get all the lingo, understands the situation.
Just gonna once again whisper into the captain's metaphorical ear. Give him the lowdown of what's going on. Skirvo's just gonna bloody hell. Just He'll walk forward, but not before gesturing Mary to fill in Ticker, who she's going to do just that. Give Ticker a quick lowdown of what's happening as Skirvo approaches. Skirvo is just going to so oh god. So it again, this is all in Thieves' Cant. So what I'm understanding is you need a way out of this. I will do everything in my power to be able to help. We just need to begin. All right, but anyways, yeah. So anyways, the jeez. Okay. Excuse me. Oh God, I am not firing at all cylinders at the moment. This is the exact situation I was not prepared for. Well done, Spence. So,
So he's saying all
I
this
need
in
to,
Thieves' Cant?
I need to, you know what? I'm gonna have Mary make me an investigation.
Was Mary whispering it to Ticker?
Yeah.
Okay, so Sadar saying like or be like what's going on, probably leaned in and listened in on it.
Yeah.
He does have fast perception 21, so.
Ticker would probably tell Sadar telepathically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So here's what
We're playing a weird game of telephone right now.
Yeah, we are.
All right.
You know what I need
up.
to do? I need to have Mary roll an investigation around that.
I feel like stealth checks need to be made so that what is it? So the Afridi doesn't find out what you're talking about. Because there's a lot of
Paimon can yell
conversations
louder.
going on.
If
And
Paimon
you
is
guys have
doing
been given a
telepathy to
good
Sadar.
cover story as to
Basically, it's
what
like-
you are doing.
Yeah,
Okay,
Sadar-
you know what I need to do while Skirvo's saying the
What's going on? I am so confused.
Okay, so first
just standing there.
okay, so just to hedge our bets with those discretion checks right there. When Skirvo's saying his extension of their help towards the Red Dragon, because of how Thieves' Cant works, what he actually is making it sound like is that he's absolutely berating Paimon for being so absolutely frickin' rude.
So, question.
And I'm going to start yelling at him.
Yeah.
Telling him how much of a bitch he is. You name it. Just
Sadar,
everything in the book.
wit.
All right.
How do you
Would that be
react to
with
this
advantage?
situation?
Sadar is like, I'm surrounded by. He turns to Wit and is like, they have descended into madness, I tell you. Madness.
All right, so who needs to stealth?
Do you understand what's going on? Because I don't understand what's going on.
Who needs to stealth check? Mary? Just Mary?
Okay. I feel like it needs to be Mary because she doesn't have a cover story. Trying to think.
I mean, Mary knows Ticker is telepathic, so she could just, like, signal Ticker to do telepathy.
Like
That
a
is
tap
true.
on the side of the head. Yeah, like a side on like a tap on the side of the head or something like that.
Yeah.
On her own head.
Eye.
You'd have to be sneaky though.
That's still a stealth check, but it's like, it's easier to hide than her whispering something to Ticker.
Yeah.
So
So
would
lower,
do
lower
I
DC.
get any do I get any bonuses from the fact
Probably
that
probably just a lower DC.
all right.
Yeah, lower DC.
Yeah, all right. I was just making sure that the kerfuffle caused by Skirvo and Paimon yelling at each other is good enough. All right. First of all, that's yes. All right, that's an 11.
You could can't you add your flash of genius?
Yeah,
to it if
yeah,
you want?
yeah. I'm gonna flash a genius that if I can. Just
I'm trying to think of like situations where Flash of Genius won't work.
yeah.
I'm trying to think of like what is it?
Mary's very perceptive, so she does it like right when the Afridi like looks away or something.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, we'll say that it's in the part where Paimon is just
Ranting
is
and
once
raving.
again is yelling back to Skirvo about how he looks. He looks
He's a
like some
rusty
sort of
cat.
yeah,
Even
some
though he
Sad
has been
excuse
rusty
of a
for a week
pirate.
now.
boy. Wait.
He's a rusty ass sad excuse for a pirate, bro. The fuck?
Yeah.
He doesn't even deserve to live, man. He's
You say that one, and Skirva's just gonna be like, "Really? You had all that, and that's the best you could come up with."
He's like, well,
He
yeah,
looks
fuck
like the
you,
skid
Grandpa.
marks on the underpants of society.
I've got gold coins older than you, girl.
Well, I have more than you. What are you gonna do about that? I could buy your ship. I could buy your ass. I could buy your brother. And I will still have stuff left over. So shut up.
Oh yes, oh yes. Simon just told a pirate that she's got more money than him.
Yeah.
Wonderful idea.
it's the heat of the moment, man.
After hearing all this, Sidar's nodding is like, you know, Captain, he's got you there.
Hmm.
But yes, yeah, we'll say it's
Yeah. So
we're gonna say that's a help action. You have an advantage.
All right. Are
Wow.
you?
Nice spoken.
Yep.
All right. The Ifriti is a bit more skeptical now, as
We're gonna have to fight the Afridi anyways. We know this, right, guys? We're gonna have to fight
You
this
know what?
Afridi.
You know
Yeah.
what? To
Yeah.
speed things along, I'm just going to. Okay, is there anything like big enough that I could grab and just chuck it? Because I'm pissed right now. I need to throw shit.
All right.
I need to like
I'm
start a
trying
fight.
to organize people at the moment.
Wait. The real question is, are we going to have a young red dragon on our side to fight this Afridi?
Probably.
Yeah.
If I initiate it,
Okay.
and I just say "fuck it," we ball. Would that work?
I mean, think
Because
about
it's
it.
still
Like,
lingo.
I don't know if she has enough free will to be able to fight against it.
Yeah, so that was my question. Is she going to be an active participant, or more so just sit there in the back, sittingly?
Would like it if Ticker was able to arcana the situation, see if there's any or spell. What's your? I forget the sight you got.
So detect magic is a thing, but it has verbal and somatic components. So it would be
Yeah,
very
and
obvious that I'm casting it.
And we don't have Cerberus here, who would just have it always active, just
And
innately.
it's not like he's a sorcerer where he can do subtle spells.
Yeah. All right. I just wanted to check.
But yes, Maddie, to answer your question, you are in a room of many golden items, of many golden-looking artifacts. Yeah, you could probably find like a chalice or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab a pretty expensive chalice and just chuck it at the wall next to the Afridi.
All right, hold up. This is a pretty big room.
Here we go.
Oh, I should probably switch it to this one.
We can take an Afridi.
We
You sure?
do it.
Yeah, honestly.
I
yes.
mean, if we just like
Afridi are tough, but we keep in mind we're
There's-
13th level.
Yeah, there's
Alright.
6 of us level 13. Well, there's 5 level 13s, a level 14, and a young red dragon.
With a menagerie of magic items, surrounded.
This can fade.
All right. I'm assuming. Okay, wait, no. Mary is next to
Yeah.
is next to Ticker. Sadar would be closer to Wit.
Yeah.
We're gonna put
Skirbo would have taken a step forward.
Servo.
Yep.
Skirbo's like over here.
Would have taken. All right.
Yeah.
Over here is the three of
I'm assuming,
you.
he's like,
yelling
that
back to
Skirbo
you.
moved up to continue the conversation.
I'm trying to check. It's like, okay, so. Oh, all right. Young Red Dragon is smaller. There we go.
Fun
Put it a bit
things.
forward.
Fun things. Let's see here.
But yes.
I get
Okay.
the feeling that the Afridi might know where the orb is. So we might not want
Yeah.
to kill him. Then again, the Batraki probably know where the orb is.
Probably.
We might as well beat the guy up a little bit.
Yeah. I'm not
waterboard
advocating.
him?
I'm not advocating for not beating him up.
Yeah.
But yes, Maddie, you throw the chalice, and listen, the Afridi steps like a little bit forward and asks you, "Watch where you throw things, maggot."
I'm gonna scream "fuck you" and throw another thing at him.
All right. Okay. So, roll to hit.
Ticker
Okay.
is going to
And-
telepathically ask Skirbo, "Is this what we're doing?"
It
Okay.
One.
It's just a straight
Honestly,
roll.
Do
Ticker,
you
I
wish
believe
to,
we are.
like bonus
Ticker, I
action
believe we are locked
aim?
in on this one.
You know what? Yeah, I will aim.
All right.
Question, because I don't remember what we just said. Are we going to try to kill this thing, or we want to keep it alive?
Keep him
to-
alive to like ask him
Yeah, kill him.
questions.
Also, if
yeah.
we kill him, he's an Afridi. If we kill him, he'll just respawn on the elemental plane of fire.
We'll keep him alive, and if the red dragon
I
wants
don't
to do
think
something
he
to
can,
him.
though. Remember.
Okay, so is it a straight roll? And since I'm aiming, is it advantage?
I don't
Yes,
think
you
he-
have an advantage.
Okay,
I don't
okay.
think.
And that would probably be a
can.
strength-based throw, because it's like
Strength.
a chalice.
Yeah.
Oh god, okay.
I don't think the Afridi could respawn on the elemental plane because nothing can leave this plane without the port key.
My god!
Not
I'm
even
rolling
souls.
like crap today! What the heck?
I'm sorry, Maddie.
Remember, you have advantage. You roll twice. Oh wait, no, that was twice. Never mind. You're right.
That
Never
was
mind.
like
twice.
Never mind. Never mind. Never mind.
Yes.
I don't know what I'm talking
Alright.
about.
It's okay.
Looking at the AC, it appears that you miss, but that ends the bonus. Well, not bonus round. What is it? Surprise round, which means combat has started. Everyone, roll initiative as the Ifriti gets mad as he pulls out his large sword.
Oh my god!
Mom,
Oh
Now
my
you roll
god!
that.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
And,
The thing I don't want to roll good at, I roll good.
Well, you still want to roll good here. Just
I
not
know,
as-
I know. I just don't like going like I'm not even going
Oh,
first, but I
shoot.
just don't like going
It's literally
first.
been this long.
wow, it has been that long since we've done combat.
All right.
Okay, Mary's a
25.
17, and Skirvo is a.
You know what's
18.
hilarious? Even with a nat 20, Ticker rolled higher.
Yes.
Okay, Wit and Cigar and the Afridi and hold up. Something else comes onto the field. It is going. But yes, so the battle begins, and you proceed to watch as several piles of gold begin to animate.
Oh, lovely. That's just fantastic.
And one more. We'll put it right there. And then we'll add group turn. Okay, now back to the list of all of these different initiatives. All right, so Ticker has a 32.2 if it matters. Um,
The point two is the
Star.
tiebreaker. It's just my dexterity score at the end of that.
All right. Star has a 10. Wit has a 6. Mary has a 17. And then I gotta roll for my things. Well, the enemies. Alright.
I swear to God, if I adopt this dragon, we're calling this episode "How to Adopt Your Dragon."
Alright, okay, so Skirbo. Oh, forgot Skirbo. Skirbo has an 18.
It's easy to forget
Alright.
that I control multiple characters at any given time at this point.
Okay.
None of my multiples are here, so it's easy for me.
I think
So
this is the
that's
first time. Well, actually,
20.1.
this is the second time I've controlled both Ticker and Wit in a battle, because it was in the big
Yep.
battle that we did, like everyone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in the big battle,
Yep.
everybody controlled everybody.
Yes, and I sat on the crow's nest and was just like, okay, who to delete next? Ah, him. Delete.
You were the delete key.
Yep.
Theron was Control Alt Delete.
No, just
They have a 9.
shift delete. That's what Theron was. Shift delete, which is hard
Yeah,
delete.
it was.
Yeah.
Alright.
The Death Star of individuals. Just pew. Pew. Pew.
Meanwhile,
we
I was
put
just yelling at people
in descending.
and looking and moving stuff.
All right, that's a fun-looking order.
Okay.
We got everyone on here.
Okay, so first of all,
means...
start a combat.
Yes, start of combat.
Quick draw. I am going to
All
aim
right.
for that. I'm going to aim to knock that sword out of his hand. So.
All right.
Let me check what check he needs to make. He needs to make an acrobatics check.
All right.
And that's your DC.
DC, DC 28. Okay.
Oof.
Trying to look. All right. So, gosh, freaking dang it! I keep looking back. It's like, what's his modifier? I look at the thing. It's like, oh, that's interesting. And then I go back to the rolling thing. It's like, what's his modifier? All right. Yep, he fails.
Don't worry,
Right,
I do the
just a
same
moment.
thing because I
Just a
control
moment, I just want to
multiple
check
characters.
on damage types on damage real quick. It's a D6 that it adds. Yes. Okay. Okay. So attack roll. That's an 18 to hit.
All right, 18. Meets beats.
Yep. So I'm aiming at the sword. So yeah.
All right. So you're hitting the sword.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to knock the sword out of his hand.
Yes. You managed to knock the sword out of his hand, so we'll probably need to spend time to pick it back up if he wants to do that. And I guess you deal a bunch of damage to the sword.
Yeah. I assume it's immune to fire. Actually, that's fire and radiant, so it takes what 17 piercing and 5 radiant.
Yes.
Because I assume the sword's immune to fire damage because it's the sword of an Afridi.
Yeah.
You know, ting!
All right. Okay. So
All right. And now
I
it is
should
my
have prepared for this situation. Oh well. Okay.
and now it's my turn. So first of all,
Wait. I did have this. Okay. Sword. There we go.
so first of all, I am going to quick draw again. This time with my lightning launcher. So he needs to make another acrobatics check. I'm actually targeting him directly now.
All right. How many times can you quick draw?
It burns my reaction, but as soon as my turn begins, I get my reaction back, so I can do it as soon as my turn begins.
All right. Hold up. Let me roll something real quick. Oh wait. Was that number? Okay. All right. So he needs to make this, and then we'll take this, add that. All right. He fails.
Alrighty. I assume a 24 hits, so he takes 11 lightning damage.
Yep.
And then, with my action, I am going to cast Shatter at 3rd level, so that it hits both him and his sword. He needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
And the sword makes it a disadvantage because it's inorganic materials.
Yes. Actually, no. The sword just takes the damage because it's an object.
Oh, it's an object. That's right.
Yeah, it just flat out takes the damage.
Yeah. Disadvantage would be for the construct.
Yeah, if it were like a creature made of inorganic material, it would have disadvantage. But yeah, he makes a Constitution saving throw. Please, DC 19.
The object?
No, him.
No, him. The object just fails automatically.
Yeah, the object fails automatically.
He succeeds.
Okay, so he'll take half.
Okay.
So wow, I rolled like crap.
Yeah,
so he takes 4 thunder damage, and his sword takes 9 thunder damage.
All right.
So if his sword has more than, does his sword have more than 31 hit points? Objects do have hit points.
Yes.
Okay. And I believe that is the entirety of my turn.
Oh god, okay.
All right. Okay. Paimon, it's your turn.
All I have is fire attacks. Okay.
Target the sword, maybe? Actually, no, the sword would be immune to fire damage.
Mm-hmm.
The gold bars.
The gold piles, yes. They would not be
Oh,
immune to fire.
that's true. That's true. Okie dokie. Then
Cover our asses. Wait, how far away is she from the sword? No, wait, I guess the sword might be too
60
heavy.
feet.
probably.
Yeah, that wouldn't work anyway.
Yeah.
I was considering whether or not she should mage hand the sword away from him.
Yeah, it's absolutely too heavy to mage hand.
Yeah. Never mind.
Are the gold piles considered constructs, Spencer?
Oh, hold up. The stat block that I am using for them says no.
Good. Okay. Okay.
I would expect they're probably elementals.
Gold elementals.
Some
Going
form of earth elemental, I don't know.
to... Oh, goodness gracious.
Unless they're
What's
horde
the
mimics.
range on that? Oh, yeah. I'm just gonna fireball.
This whole
Fireball.
room's mimics.
Let's see. All
I
three
got
of
this
these.
guy.
All 3 of these could get fireballed together.
Oh, yeah. Firebolt?
Oh, I thought you said fireball.
I don't have fireball.
Oh, okay.
It's not that high level yet.
Okay, I thought you did have fireball.
No, I just have fireball and scorching hands. It
Feels
works
weird
great.
saying that she doesn't have fireball.
I have
Actually,
fireball,
yes,
burning
yes,
hands, and
yes,
scorching ray.
I'm just gonna tell you right now. At 13th level, you got another spell known, and you have 3rd level spell slots now. You have Fireball.
If
Like,
you want to fight him.
I know you well enough to know that's the spell you're gonna pick, so...
Yeah,
You can fireball those suckers.
Yeah, but for now, because I don't have it in my spell book, I'm just gonna go with Firebolt.
Okay.
And then boom, this guy right over here.
Roll to
Attack
hit.
roll.
Dang, nailed it! Does that hit?
All right, 15. You barely miss as it as the shimmering of the gold kind of makes it look larger than it actually is. So you misinterpret.
You can totally aim
um,
with Firebolt, by the way.
Oh my goodness gracious, okay.
You don't get sneak attack with Firebolt, though.
That's fine.
So yeah, you could totally aim and get advantage on that roll.
Okay, next time.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Aim
It says never
just
attack me.
aim just gives you advantage on attack rolls, which includes
guess maybe
Firebolt.
that-
Yes. No, I mean, are you sure about that she doesn't get sneak attack?
Yes, I am. Because sneak attack only applies to dexterity-based attacks. And arcane
That was
trickster and arcane
dexterity prone.
Firebolt would be, I think, an intelligence-based one because arcane trickster.
Yeah.
And arcane tricksters never do get an ability that adds sneak attack to their spell damage. Which I really
sneak
feel
attack
like they
did-
should get that, but they don't.
Man.
Shoot, I forgot. All right.
Yeah, sneak attack directly
Wait
says
a
attack must
minute.
use finesse or a ranged weapon.
I feel like the gloves did something.
Need the gloves.
The gloves caught magic. They didn't let her sneak attack with it, I don't think.
Yeah.
Huh.
And they identified the bombs.
Regardless, she missed anyways.
All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Well, no, she gets advantage.
I do.
Remember?
Okay.
Like if she aims, yes.
Roll for the bug.
So anyways, okay, go ahead and roll again.
Nope.
Oh,
Nope.
All that
Oh,
talk
right.
for little gain.
Goodness gracious. They really hate me today.
all right.
Let's make our prayers to RN Jesus.
All right. Since the Ifriti is woefully swordless, he will instead pull out a magic a magic staff from his bag. Says a few magic words, and okay, so other things about this staff is that it's got a strange glowing orb at the end of it, and with the few magic words that he says to it, it manifests as a object. Well, not an object, but another enemy.
That looks like a fire elemental.
Going to move it. And that's what he does during his turn. But the fire elemental is going to go ahead and this is a very special kind of fire elemental.
It's a kaboom fire.
Quick, I need a
elemental.
basin of water. Preferably big enough for me to dive in with the fire elemental.
I don't have the alchemy jug with me.
Because it seems like my best
mean,
attack towards fire elementals is grappling them and drowning them.
Well, if fire elementals touch water, they take a
5,
butt
10,
ton of damage.
15,
Yeah.
20,
Does conjuring
25,
attack fear of ice
30.
count?
35.
It can clip through other creatures' spaces.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
This is a specialty thing that I made
Okay.
Oh.
because it's okay. Imagine like the spell Flaming Spear,
Oh.
but sentient.
That's actually really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Because it's within 15 feet of me and it's on its turn, it needs to make a Constitution saving throw. A DC 22.
All right. Got some bonuses to that. Oh, but 22 is kind of hard. Oh, it beats it. I
Oh,
got a
okay.
25.
Dang.
It has 1 pass. It needs 3 more, and it will be immune to my aura of disease.
All right.
The
And it has to be
stinkiness.
4 in a row. If it misses 1, then it resets to 0.
Wait, that's a nat 20. That's why. Okay. But yes. So
Yeah, that's 1. It needs to get 4 consecutively to be immune.
all right, 4 consecutively. It's kind of strange, but all right. Anyways, so
It's not that strong of an
looking at
aura.
the
It's just a
stats,
neat
this
little
spell.
thing we added.
Yeah, it's just 12 necrotic damage.
All right. So Wit and Sidar, you both need to make the dexterity saving throws.
Oh, that was no.
All
Let me
right.
put it on wit mode here. Wit casts absorb elements.
Okay. All
So
right.
he has resistance to this damage.
So Sidar, you pass, like
Mhm.
most of these meets beats, and Wit, you fail. So you are taking, what is it? Okay. So we roll this, roll this. We don't have any modifiers. Okay. Wit takes 12 divided by 2, takes 6 fire damage, and Sidar, you succeed, so you take half, so you take the same amount. Unless
6.
you're immune to fire or
Nope,
resistant
only
to fire.
poison.
Oh, okay.
Nope. Resistant to necrotic, immune to poison. So it's 6, you said?
Yes. All right. As the strange kind of floating eye then explodes it explodes with a fiery thing, causing another dexterity throw for everyone within 15 feet of it. So that would be
I think that's just everyone. Actually, no, it's not just everyone. It's
Nope.
okay. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's just Ticker,
it's
Mary,
with
Wit, and
Mary
Sidar.
Ticker.
Crap, I need to
I'm
check
a-
to see if Mary has any
Yep.
of the good avoidy stuff.
That's actually Ticker's save. I just have it on Wit to make my life easier.
all right.
No, Mary does not have evasion.
All right, cool. I just wanted to check.
Yes, Wit failed again. So, but he still has
So
resistance.
he's
What was
taking
it,
half.
Deck?
He still has resistance from
Oh.
absorb elements. So,
What was it again?
dexterity save.
Tick. So Ticker got a 15, Wit got a 7, Zadar got an 8. And Mary has
Oh,
a 9.
cool.
Or 12.
All right. So okay, Wit takes half, so Wit takes 14. Everyone else takes 28 points of fire damage.
Ouch.
Owie.
And and the flaming eyes turn ends.
It's still in
Skirbo.
existence? Blew up?
Yes. Yeah. It more like engulfs
Oh, so it's more like a
in
fire
flames.
pulse. It was more like a fire. Yeah, it was more like a fire pulse than an actual. It self-destructed. Okay, so it is still there.
Yes.
So great, if
Still
you just fireball
clipping
us.
through you.
Anyways,
Skirbo, it's your turn.
All right.
I also get the feeling that it's going to explode if we kill it.
Yep. Okay.
However, I have a plan to get rid of it. So
Yeah.
I'll not
Okay.
get rid of it, but make sure it can't do anything.
First of all, Skirvo's going to Thieves Cant the dragon. Can you fight?
All right, free action. Thieves can't.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if these
The
can't
answer
matter right now.
yes. The answer is yes. In short.
Yeah. All right. Then he'll just reply, "Let's get you out of here." And I will and you know what? I'm going to shoot the dude.
Okay, there's lots of dudes.
The dude.
All right.
I forget what he's called.
The Afridi.
The Afridi. I shoot him. Let me just change out who's
Jagaboth the Afridi.
Yeah. All right.
Oh shoot! What have I done?
Hang on.
All right. Nope, wrong thing. There we go.
Nah, we'll stick with that for now. Does that hit?
18. Okay, let's see. His AC is 18.
So if it meets, it beats.
Yeah,
All
beats.
Always goes
Okay,
to the
cool.
attacker.
All right.
Right. Boop, boop, boop.
The sword has a turn?
Yeah.
Oh, goodness gracious.
What, you didn't think the Afridi didn't have a magic sword?
I figured
in
he had a
this
magic sword. I
giant-
didn't think it was animated.
Yes. All right.
All right. Wait, you're shooting it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you remember you have sneak attack?
You should have 7d6 sneak attack specifically.
Yep. Hang on. I wrote that in the wrong place.
You know, like
Also, go
your
ahead and roll
big
again to see
damage dealer?
Go ahead and roll again to confirm for a crit. Because you would have
For
to
the
aim.
damage?
Yeah, you would have to aim to get sneak attack. No, for the attack roll, you would have to aim to get sneak attack, so you have advantage.
Oh, okay.
Besides, you're not moving anywhere; you get advantage. You may as well aim if you're not going to move. Nope. 18.
My advantages really love to just roll the same frickin' thing.
The dice have spoken.
And
All
they
right.
say, no, you get the same roll.
My question is if
You
we just
cheeky
leave.
little bugger.
Like we can just leave. If Sidar retreats towards the dragon like 2 spaces, we can just leave when it comes to Wit's turn.
I mean, Sadar's right next to Wit.
No,
I mean,
everyone has to be within 10 feet of Wit in order for us to be able to leave.
Give me a
I
sec.
mean,
Okay.
if you think about it, if you kill the Afridi, you stop everything else.
Yeah. I'm just wondering if we should just leave.
Okay, so
Because I'm just saying,
move.
I'm just
Sorry
saying,
about
I'm just saying, Sidar, I recommend you move at least 2 spaces towards the dragon, because
I can
that
move
way,
there. I have 20 feet of movement.
like if you move to like
All right.
here or something like that,
Somewhere
that
in
way,
here.
if we get in a really rough spot, Wit can just teleport us all out,
All right.
including the dragon.
But yes. 28 points of damage is
Yep.
what
Plus
you do.
that 11.
So
Oh,
39
plus
points of
that
damage
11.
to the Afridi.
39 points of damage. Ow. As he takes it, kind of stumbles it back. Hold up. I need to roll something real quick.
Concentration.
Funny.
Roll his concentration,
no,
I
that's-
assume.
That's number of dice.
That's a DC 15 right now. No, DC That's what, a DC 19?
What is a DC 19?
His concentration save? Because it's half the damage or 10, whichever is higher. Total damage is
Oh.
39, so that's a DC 19.
He rolled a 2, which then goes up to 9. So yes, it fails. The flaming eye disappears.
Hallelujah.
Excellent. Captain Skirvo's mean.
Sword will go up and attack Wit. Because he's right there.
Yeah, fair enough.
So okay.
Can
Add
object
that.
take damage by necrotic damage?
No.
No.
Okay. I was just thinking, it's like the feature for my aura says constructs and undead. It doesn't say objects.
Yeah, objects are innately immune to necrotic damage because necrotic damage is like damage to the soul and the life force.
Life force.
Okay, so shoot, what was I looking at? Wrong screen. Get rid of that. But yes, so I'm assuming a 23 hits.
Yeah, 23 hits.
So we're going to go ahead and alright, we're just gonna do this. Alright. Boop. Wit takes 13 points of slashing damage
Okay.
and 3 points of fire damage.
Is that already
wait.
halved?
No, that's before.
Okay, so he takes 1 fire damage.
Yes.
And yeah, absorb elements also adds an extra d6 of fire damage to the next damage that he deals, but that doesn't matter because it's wit.
Mary, it's your turn.
Oh, it's also
Mary's gonna take a few steps away from the scary elemental dude, closer to the captain, and we'll shoot. Yikes! I forgot just how. All right.
Make sure to mark the Afridi with the whole insightful fighting thing. Not insightful fighting. I don't remember what it's called for the savant.
I'm looking
a droid
at
analysis.
it.
That's what it's called.
Yeah. I'm gonna make him a mark. I just need to look up what the hell that all meant, actually. I haven't done too much combat with this.
I don't think you've done any combat with Mary.
Yeah, no. In fact, I don't think even during the big
fight. It is concentration. It's a bonus action, so you still have your action. When you hit them with an attack, you learn a characteristic between their highest ability score, their lowest ability score, their armor class, their speed, their maximum hit points, or their creature type. You can use intelligence in place of strength or dexterity on attack rolls. You have an advantage on intelligence or wisdom checks to analyze or recall information about them. It lasts indefinitely or until you lose concentration, can't see or hear it, or designate another mark, or incapacitated. Also, you could have done that literally when you rolled initiative, by the way. Because of keen awareness.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Your mark has a disadvantage on attack rolls against you, and you have advantage on saving throws that he forces you to make.
Cool.
All
right, cool.
You add your intellect die to any damage you deal to it, and your intelligence modifier.
Excellent. My intellect die. I just need to remember.
Which is a D10.
There it is.
And when you hit him, you instead of adding your intellect die, you can force him to make a con save. On a failed save, he's blinded, deafened, or silenced for a minute. Silencing him would render him completely unable to cast most spells.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because of verbal components.
Yeah. Let's
or you can
let's see if
or I think there's a thing where later on you can actually stun them, but
don't we
Actually,
try?
you have that. You can stun him. I recommend you do that. Stunned is a very powerful condition, so attack
Yeah,
him.
they just can't move next
All right.
time. Their turn doesn't
All right,
happen.
working on it.
You get to use your intelligence modifier for the attack roll instead of dexterity.
Hang on, I'm just double checking my. Ah, crap! Out of all the things I did, the one thing I didn't do was increase my
Attack modifiers?
yeah.
It's going to be 5 plus your irrelevant ability score.
So
Yep.
5 plus your intelligence modifier, so plus 10.
Yep. Never did that for Mary either. Just double checking that everybody has that done.
Do that.
All
Do
right.
that off your turn.
All right.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got that done because if I didn't do that now, I would have screwed that up later. So. All right.
Yeah, that hits.
Damage is irrelevant. He needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
All right.
DC is, I believe, intelligence based for you, Joey.
Yes.
It is. So that's a DC 18.
All right. Makes it with a 19.
All right.
Still takes damage though.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, let me just roll that damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you add your intelligence modifier to the damage twice. So
Twice?
yeah, because he's your mark.
All right. That is going to be a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage.
You do not add the D10 because that was what you have to give that up to force that save. But you can stun him as an option there, which is just like, he doesn't get to do anything. And also I should mention, if he gets stunned, if any of this stuff specifies it goes away if he's incapacitated, it goes away.
Yeah.
No.
So I need to point. So I just need to ask, just to be sure, I add my intelligence twice.
Yes.
I don't add a D10 to this, and I just add the normal stuff to the attack, right?
Yes.
All right. Cool. 20.
All right. 20 points of damage.
Yep.
Come by. You slap him up pretty good.
Yeah. Both of my characters shoot a mean today. And that is my turn as far as I can do at the moment. I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, Sadar, it's your turn.
Okay. I'm going to move over here. And then I'm going to cast Harm on the Afridi. He needs to make a con save.
I'll be back in a
Also,
sec.
the damage cannot reduce him below 1 hit point.
All right. What does he have to make?
Harm can't reduce below 1 hit point?
Nope.
I didn't know that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Con save.
Yeah, con save DC 22.
All right. He got a 20.
So he fails and he'll be...
He's about to take a lot of damage.
Yeah, he's going to take 15d6. It's 14d6 plus 1d6 from my magic focus thing. So, boom. Aha! 44. And his hit point maximum for the next hour is reduced by same.
Okay. Nifty.
So he might be at 1 hit point now.
Yeah, also those 44 hit points, reduces by 44 hit points, and the damage he took from my spell cannot be healed by any means short of the wish spell until he finishes a long rest. Because it was a necrotic damage. I burnt my 6th level spell slot.
I'm not sure if he has any abilities that can heal him, but
Just being safe.
Usually don't do that. Oh, all right.
44 damage. Hit point maximum reduced by 44. I can't heal any necrotic damage I deal. I mean, I was thinking Finger of Death, but then I was like, nah.
I think Finger of Death has an expensive material component.
No.
Oh,
It's
circle of
78.
I know
It's just-
circle of death dues.
Yeah, it's just 78 plus 30, and we wanted to keep him alive for questioning, so
Yeah.
I went with harm. I also have disintegrate, but again, we wanted him alive. Otherwise, I would have
Alright.
just disintegrate.
How's the Afridi looking? I missed that part.
It's he's looking pretty bad. Okay, so you had
He's looking
that
like one
much
round kicked 6 times of something not out of him.
He's looking like he's way in over his head.
Yeah, as I guess spell, I'm just like pissed.
You know, this is kind of, this kind of shows what I've been going for this entire time. Tread lightly, but carry a big stick.
Alright, I can do that. Oh. Ooh. Alright. All close enough. Alright. This one's gonna go here. This one's gonna go there. Go here. This one's gonna go there. This one's gonna go here. This one's gonna go here.
I didn't realize there were ones over there too. I'm dummy.
Alright.
Let me see here.
You have a dragon
Elementals
next to you.
are
You'll
gonna-
be fine.
Yeah,
I'm
be
gonna throw
fine.
some
Okay.
hands.
Okay. This one, and this one need to make con saves.
Alright.
Let me check. Is there any others? No, he's too far. He's too far. He's too far. Yep. So, just
Alright,
these
what did
three
they gotta
make
beat?
con saves.
Just 2 of them, yeah.
3 of them actually. The one next to Ticker, the one next to Mary, and the
Oh,
one next to
that's
Paimon.
that's. I thought your range was only 10 feet.
No, it's 15 now.
Okay. Been a while.
Alright. Okay, so this one fails, this one fails, this one succeeds.
Okay, so the 2 that fail take 12 necrotic damage.
Alright. And the one that succeeds takes half.
Takes
No, it
nothing.
doesn't take that. It
Oh.
takes nothing and has 1 success out of 4.
Because that's a passive effect. It's like a cantrip in that respect, where if you succeed, you
Yeah.
take nothing.
Okay. But yes.
That's some pretty
we're
cool
gonna
bananas.
throw some hands. Where's this? Alright. Add that. Okay. What's Wit's AC again?
16.
Alright,
Does Wit
okay, so
shield?
1 miss and 1 hit.
What were you saying?
Does Wit have shield?
Yes, but he already used his reaction.
Oh, okay.
So one hit. So how much damage?
Alright. That will be 5
Oh, yeah,
11
what-
points of bludgeoning damage.
I completely forgot about the arcane ward. He's an abjuration wizard. So the arcane ward takes the bludgeoning damage, not the frickin'
Not him.
yeah, not him.
Oh, okay. Second one is gonna throw some more fists. Boop, boop. Alright, 2 hits, which means boop, boop. Okay, so that's wait, hold up. This many. All right. So the arcane ward, how much HP does it have?
It's
or-
got 20 hit points left. And I believe anything that goes over its hit points does carry over to wit.
All right. First one is 16. The next one is 21.
16, 4 from 21 is 17, so wit takes 17 damage. Jeez, they're beating the crap out of wit.
But yes, this one He's gonna throw some fists at Mary. All right. So, what's her AC? I need to write this down
17.
somewhere. All right, that's 2 hits, which means Mary is going to take. What the? Oh, that's why. Okay. Is going to take 14 points, followed by 18 points of bludgeoning damage.
That's
So
2
that is
DC
22.
and then 2 DC 10 Constitution saving throws, because she has to concentrate on the mark.
Yup. Let me roll those right now. 2 con rolls.
Yep, DC 10 each.
All right. Yep.
Sure.
Succeeds on both of them. Oh.
Excellent. But that was 22 damage, right?
Yep.
All right.
All right.
Okay,
Now
cool.
these 2 are going to hit Paimon. Oh wait, wrong one. I'm assuming a 15 doesn't hit, but what about a 26?
26 hits, 15 does not.
All right, you will be taking 17 points of bludgeoning damage from this one. And as for the second one, does a 19 hit?
19 does hit.
Oh, okay. Then you'll be taking another. Ooh, that's incredibly low. 9 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay. So the first one was 17, the other one was 9?
Yep, for a total of 26.
26, okay. That's fine.
All right. Now, it's the red dragon's turn. So Shahara is going to move over here and proceed to fire breath. That's the wrong thing. Where are you?
She's gonna fire breath
Wow.
these 2?
Yes. Which means they must make con saves.
Dex saves.
X.
Dex saves. Oh.
Yeah,
What a
fire is deck.
big F
Fire is almost
for that.
always dex saves.
All right.
I can't think of an instance where it is a con. Unless
There
it might be
might-
heat metal.
Yeah, I think heat metal is con.
DC 17.
That's like the only one.
16 plus that many. Okay. Yeah, these 2 get melt. Oh, that's
They're
the wrong
crispy
one.
fried.
That's the draw thing. So more like they've been turned back into their gold. So now they've kind of been reformed into just 2 piles of melted gold. And hold up, gotta roll a d6 to see if she gets it back.
I know you only roll
Nope.
that on the turn she doesn't use it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you roll that every turn
Oh.
that a dragon does not use its breath weapon. Or anything with a recharge
All right.
feature doesn't use its recharge thing.
Wit, it is your turn.
Okay, first of all, he's Misty stepping out of there.
Okay.
So let's see
Like-
here.
Here, maybe?
Yeah, I could
maybe
hear
over
you.
here or
So
something?
he's going here.
All right.
And then he is going to cast Hinder on the Afridi. He needs to make a strength save. DC 18.
Freaking look at these stupid high stats.
It's brave.
plus this number. All right. You got an at 20.
Okay, nothing happens.
All right.
All Hinder does if they
So-
fail is it halves their speed, but
Ah,
it's the only cantrip he has that has any real use in combat.
Gotcha. Ticker, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna move around to here.
All right.
Ticker, you see a gem-like node on his chest plate start to glow, and lightning starts to crackle around it. He throws back his arms, and a beam of blue lightning lances through all of these things. They need to make dex saves. I am casting lightning bolt.
All right.
DC 19
Okay.
to this thing, to this pile of gold, this sword, and the Afridi.
All right.
Yes, it is a unibeam.
So-
Deal with it.
Pile of
Lightning
gold
unibeam.
fails, sword fails, and what's the DC again?
19.
Okay, all three of them fail.
All right, all three of them take full damage. They all take 33 lightning damage.
Dead. Afridi still up, but he's looking very bad.
Fair enough. And
Ooh.
then let's see here.
Hold on a sec. I gotta go grab.
Let's see if there's anything else I can do real quick. I don't think I have anything with my bonus action. Oh yeah, Ticker can fly. I forgot Ticker can fly.
All right.
I've wanted to do that since I got lightning bolt. I'm waiting for Spencer to get back.
I'm just
that's
trying
what-
to
that's
figure
fine.
out what I want to do next.
I need to get
So
the
that's
Mary
good.
the heck
I
out of
need
there.
time.
do we want to keep him alive?
That's
I
what we're
believe it-
planning.
I believe that was the earlier consensus. I'm just double checking because that
He's already, yeah, he's looking real
drastically
bad.
affects what I do. Because I can do things like Ice Spike, which might kill him, especially if I upcast it to 7th level, which would just simply give me 2 spikes that deal 48 plus 48.
I'm not sure if
Unless
it'll get
he
to your
passes.
turn.
He's
I'm not sure if
looking
it'll get to
real
your
bad.
turn. Like,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's
Yeah.
going to get to Skirvo's turn, and then he's going to attack them and deal non-lethal damage.
Yeah, I'm just planning ahead.
How does one non-lethal with a gun?
You just declare you're dealing non-lethal damage.
All right.
And in reality, there are places you can shoot a person that aren't lethal.
Yeah.
Provided they get medical attention in the immediate future.
Yeah. And if it gets to that turn, I need to get Mary the heck out of there. Mary is Mary not feeling too good. Like she's not like probably not as bad as Wit, but
How are Mary and Wit looking?
Wit is at 81 of 132.
Okay.
Mary is Mary's at half her health.
Okay. Because the only healing magic I can do is Wither and Bloom, which
Yeah, that's
is
not really
basically I damage.
practical.
Yeah, I can damage something, and one person can roll 1 hit die.
Ticker has a
regain
bit of
hit.
healing magic, so if need be, when it gets back to his turn, but I don't think it'll get back to his turn, so...
Yeah. Yeah. I also have Larlock's Minor Drain, but that only heals me.
And since we've learned that the dude's AC is 18.
Actually, non-lethal damage can only be done with a melee attack.
Yep,
So,
I had a feeling.
what's your speed?
Skirbo's speed is 30.
He can get there.
And still be able to attack?
Yep.
Yeah, because you're a rogue. You can dash as a bonus action.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And because you're a because you are a swashbuckler,
And he's alone. You
yeah,
get sneak attack anyways.
yep, you'll get sneak attack. Like you
Nope, because
you
he's
might.
alone.
Actually, let's see if there's a way.
Alright, I'm back.
All right, that's all I'm
Okay.
doing on my turn.
Alright, Paimon, what did you want to do?
Oh, goodness gracious. Okay.
Would you mind getting that gold thing off Mary before it kills her?
Yeah, fine.
Thank you.
I'm going to scoochie over here. And is it too close to cast Firebolt on him?
Yes.
Yeah,
So you would have been better off being right here, where you were 10 feet away.
where? Yeah, okay.
Right there.
Right
You
there,
were better
right
off
next to
sticking
Scurf.
where you were because you could have just
Yeah.
aimed at that point.
That is also true.
Okay.
That is also true.
Okay.
I'm just going.
That's
You need to be
fine.
at least 10 feet away for rank attack.
Yeah.
It's been a hot minute, okay? Alrighty. And I'm going to aim to.
Yeah,
Why
I'm
am I
pretty
not
sure
seeing my
it's
stuff?
I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
23 hits.
I didn't see my rolls. I don't know why.
Sometimes it rolls, and you have to scroll down to see your rolls.
Yeah,
Alright, you
that
hit.
works.
So that is 3d10 fire damage.
Yep.
I do love me some firebolt.
Yeah.
Alright, 17 points of damage to
Yep.
the pile of gold. It is still up.
Dang, nab. Okay. Well, that's all for me.
Oh, okay. Mr. Afridi does not like this scenario. No, nope, can't use that. But can use that spell. Alright. So with a powerful, let's see.
What level spell is he
So-
casting?
Is casting. What level spell is this? A 5th level spell.
Counterspell.
Alright.
Fair enough.
Okay. What level are you using?
At 5th level.
Oh, okay.
So it just happens.
Oh, alright.
Your spell is countered. It doesn't happen.
Yep.
Wait. Paimon, do you want to do anything or no?
Me?
Yeah, what was the range?
Oh, he.
Wait, but what can
no, I-
Paimon do? I thought
Yeah,
she
I
did her
can't
turn.
really do anything.
Yeah, because
Yes,
the
he
spell
did.
stealing only works if she's targeted. Yeah.
Who said that?
What?
I thought it did.
I didn't say that. Did you make a rule for it?
No. I.
Oh no, it's like. Do you want it, Paimon?
What did you want me to do?
You can steal the spell. Do you wish to do so?
Oh, yeah.
Let's do it. I don't even know
Alright.
what spell it is.
Congrats, Paimon. You have a 5th level what's it called? Wall of Fire spell.
Oh, Wall of
Oh,
Fire 4th level.
sweet.
Yeah. It was
Oh,
cast at 5th level.
he was casting
Yep,
it at 5th
cast
level.
it.
Okay. So yeah, Wit like raises a hand to like counter the spell, and then he sees it just get sucked into Paimon's gauntlets.
Flip him off.
Turn is passed. Captain Skirpo, what do you do?
Quick, I want to clarify. Is she flipping off Wit?
Wit.
The
No,
the
she's
guy
flipping
who
off
cast
Wit.
the spell? Or
Wit
both?
just
she's flipping off Wit.
Wit just smiles. That's a clever trick.
Anyways, I think it's time we about ended this. So because apparently I can do that. Dash with my roguiness.
As a bonus action.
and
he could easily weave in a way that he doesn't provoke an opportunity attacks. So
Yeah.
Yep. So I get in there, and I commit to a PG non-lethal attack. You hear that, everyone? It's non-lethal. Nobody died.
Dang it.
And if you hit, you do get sneak. And you still do get sneak attack damage because you have Rakish Audacity.
Yup. So, let me just.
I thought it was Panache that does that.
No, Panache is the thing that lets you basically charm someone. It's not actually a charm. As an action, you make a persuasion check contested by an insight check. On a fail, if you succeed, the creature is hostile to you. It has disadvantage on attack rolls against targets other than you, and can't make opportunity attacks against targets other than you. The effect lasts for a minute until one of your companions attacks or the target or affects it with a spell, or until you hit the target. You and the target are more than 60 feet apart. If you succeed and there isn't hostile, they are charmed for a minute.
On something.
All right.
Okay.
No, I haven't.
Sorry, I think that's.
That
My damage type is supposed to be plus. Is it my proficiency or?
No.
Dexterity
No.
modifier.
Thank you. Okay, because I don't know what happened, but on my character sheet it got messed up. Okay.
You almost never add proficiency to damage.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because I was just trying to figure out why it looked like a 4, but at the same time looked like nothing else. Because that wasn't right. This isn't a +1 weapon. Anyways, +3, plus my sneak attack of
76.
And non-lethal.
All right. Okay. So, you once again go for the non-lethal approach.
Yeah.
You stab him. But
I stabbed him non-lethally, of course.
a bit too far to the left of what you believe to be. What is it? Shoot. What the main, where you suppose the main artery is to an Afridi. And yes. As he just kind of limps there with 1 HP, right?
No, non-lethal drops to 0, but he knocked him out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So he is down, but he is not dying.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Which means he is unconscious, meaning if these gold piles depended on his consciousness, they go away.
Boop, boop, boop.
Lovely.
And the rules are he'll wake up in a D4 in a D4 hours.
All right.
All right. First order of business. Is everyone all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
It'd be better.
A little worse for wear, but not too bad. Not so bad. I gotta get the voice right.
That's wit. I'll live.
Yeah. What about you? The dragon.
Oh, I don't know what the crap you're talking about.
Wit will go over to the Afridi and keep an eye on him.
Yeah.
Basically, Wit's plan is once the Afridi starts to stir, he's going to surround the Afridi in a wall of force.
Excellent.
Fantastic idea.
Yeah. So how long has he trapped you here?
All right. This whole concourse of thing. About 5 years.
Awful long time. Well, for most people anyway.
It's a whole lifespan.
You're like, that's my entire life. You just glazed over.
Ticker is going. So since Mary is very hurt, Ticker is going to cast 2 counts of Cure Wounds on her.
All right, what does that do for her?
I will roll some dice, and she'll regain a bunch of hit points.
Thank you.
16 hit points. That was with
Good enough.
whatever. Not important.
Good. Good enough. Let me just. Sure. All right. Thanks.
I'll let you go back to your conversation now.
Yeah. Right. Ugh. So you really don't know anything about the red orb?
No, not really.
It's all right. It's all right. I'm not angry at you. You've been prisoner here for 5 years. We'll just have to interrogate him over there.
Oh, Wit,
Where
make
would
a perception check.
Okay.
Who?
Wit.
Oh, okay.
Because he's watching over to do the thing.
Yes.
6.
Okay. What's the?
That's amazing.
10. Oh,
I mean, besides, we have
Okay.
we have at least an hour until he starts to stir.
Yeah.
all right.
Mary, keep an eye on that one.
Plus, we have 2 characters here with passive perceptions above 20. One's above 20 and one's above 30, but details.
Yeah.
Right.
Mary, Sidar, keep an eye on that one. Let Wit know the moment something happens.
There we go. Now we know when he's starting to stir because we have the all-seeing eye of Sauron on it.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah. So, what would you like to do? Once we take the orb, there's really no reason for you to remain here. What will you do once you're truly free?
Well, I still do like this gold.
There's a Cyrano facepalm and be like, of course. How typical.
I mean, I had a feeling I wasn't adopting a dragon, but anyways, yeah, it's just
to look for the outcome of the results that you want.
yeah.
What have you done the other times when you tried to recruit someone?
Yeah, I've offered them something that was important, but it's hard to. What?
It's hard to bribe them with money when there's literally a room full of gold around us. Adventure.
What can you offer a red dragon?
More gold.
I mean, think about it.
What?
Think about that. A pirate can offer a red dragon ways to get more gold.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever
I
thought?
have a whole room of gold.
Yeah.
That's because I've been hanging out with these bozos.
Yeah. Gold.
Skirva is just gonna be like, never. You ever thought about adventure? You ever thought about going traveling, finding more?
Make yourself a persuasion check.
Mary's just gonna be up here going, wait, there's no way he's trying to fucking.
But I'm sitting here thinking, like, two.
You know,
Hey,
if Mary actually says that out loud, Wit just the captain may be a thief and a scoundrel, but he has a good heart.
Sidar's now pondering, thinking out loud, like, one dragon. Okay, but two? And the other one does have all those heads. It's quite strange.
There it is.
Two? And then he looks over at Ticker and is like, do you think he's right in the head?
15.
Yeah. I've traveled a long time. I've seen much gold pass on by. Many. And come to think of it, I wonder if that one stash is still there. It's been a few 100 years since I last laid eye on it.
All right. Oh, well, I'm going to tell you the
Ticker just
outcome
mutters,
of the
more like a couple thousand.
Yeah.
Man, you need to retire.
What was that, Spence?
Oh no, it's like Ticker, you have inadvertently given the help action. Not 20.
Oh,
What is it? A couple thousand dashes of gold somewhere does pique the interest of a red dragon.
That is not at all what Ticker said.
I thought that's what I heard.
No,
You know,
he
still
said
helped.
it was more like a couple thousand years is what he meant.
Yeah,
Okay.
you know what? The dragon can interpret that however she pleases.
All right.
With that crit, she
We could take the entire dragon's board here and put it in the ship and transport it somewhere else of the dragon's choosing.
Yeah.
Transport
that's true.
services.
I mean, we
But
could always
yes.
transport.
we could always
Um,
move.
We can relocate
Not
the
to
dragon's
mention, we
board.
could always move everything,
but yes.
especially if you wanted
so,
to leave.
Okay, so suggesting that you are, that you are a kind of of an immortal being with enough things, which means you have sparked her interest in that you're not just another mortal who's going to die like next Tuesday in her time.
Yeah. Clearly recognizing that he would also like somebody who sticks around for a long time.
That's the beauty of the astral sea. You don't age.
Also
She doesn't know that's where we're going.
Also really liking the idea of what is it of remember that whole imposter syndrome thing,
Mhm.
that she could actually earn a lot of money by her own power rather than being given it.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, here's your hoard. It's the hoard of the previous person who we killed.
Yeah.
who was 10 times better than you, to the point where they had a servant who was completely immune to fire damage, scared.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, a dragon
Meanwhile-
still has teeth and claws, so
Yeah.
Yes. But once again,
She's also
that's
a
because
kid.
the previous one was that scary.
yeah, and also
She
probably a lot
is not
bigger.
that scary.
Yeah.
Yep.
Remember, she's a freaking kid.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, I know we say this about a lot of people, but she's literally only old enough to be like Skirvo's grandkid.
Yeah.
She's a dragon.
Especially if we go by the rules, the kind of things I've been going with for dragons, which is that early in life they age very quickly, and once they get to about the adult phase, their aging slows down a lot.
Yeah.
but like they go from wormling to adult very quickly. So
Yeah, it's like it's only a few centuries to go from wormling to adult, and then it's like 8 centuries to go from adult to ancient.
in kind of the lore I've been using for dragons, it's even less than that.
Okay.
Okay, so we've recruited a dragon. What was her name again?
A second dragon. Get your numbers right.
Shahara?
Second dragon.
Shahara. Shahara. Yes.
Like Sahara,
it's
but
kind
with
of
an
like-
H.
Yes.
Yeah, get your numbers right, Skirbo. This is the second dragon we've recruited.
Yes.
The first one is a weird 4-headed.
Hey, I didn't recruit him. Somebody else did.
True.
2 people who need a stern talking to about hiring practices.
Hey, this is what you get for leaving the cooks in charge.
Yeah. But anyways, Mary being able to pick up on the fact that Skirvo definitely just recruited a dragon, she's just going to pinch her temples and just say, "Give me strength."
This is another thing that's going to look over at Ticker and be like, how do you think the other one's going to react? More importantly, how do you think she's going to react to him and his, well, when he gestures a hand towards his face?
They're either going to be best friends or they're going to try to kill each other. Or both.
They might just be rivals.
Yes, the kinds of friends that are constantly trying to kill each other.
They end up in a friendly rivalry where it's like, oh, I can collect more gold than you. Oh, you just watch.
No. There's like different relationships with each of the 4 different heads of Cerberus. Hates the bronze one's guts without any doubt, and the amethyst one is like, oh yeah, nice, lots of books and things, and then the red one they share, they're like rivals for gold, and then the sapphire one is just apathetic.
Like, I imagine one of the heads, they get tea on Tuesdays. They're actually good friends. They get tea on Tuesdays.
One of the other heads peeks around, is like, no, shut up, I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to him. And no, don't say that you're attached to the same torso. I don't care.
The hell has my ship become? I know I specifically tried to recruit a dragon, and I've done so. And now the sinking reality is of just how many reptilian monstrosities I have on board my ship.
2 dragons, an Elsor, and Glex.
Yes. And also the crab dude and are totally not Larry the lobster. I know it's not a reptilian, but
You gotta catch them all.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
no. Oh yeah, we also have a Medusa, may or may not, as well as Sidar.
A Medusa and a Naga.
And a mantis person, and 4 ghosts, and
And Uncle Fester.
A pair of mice and
A mouse with a Gatling gun.
God, it sounds like we're trying to write. We're
I
trying
love
to
Uncle
write a new
Fester.
version of. It's like we're trying to write a new version of frickin' of Partridge in a Pear Tree. The 12 Days of Christmas. That's what it's called.
And a mouse with the Gatling gun.
2 flaming mice.
5 dragon heads. Almost 6.
5 dragon heads.
dear goodness.
Oh my god! What the
3
hell?
dead mooks.
Flaming mice.
And a 1,000-year-old pirate.
I don't think that scans as well, but maybe we'll write it. We'll actually write this whole thing up come Christmas.
We can workshop it. Have a Christmas special.
Christmas special in the middle of summer.
The Adamantine Christmas special. As long as we all dress up in terrible costumes of our characters.
I mean, it's pretty easy for me to do that. I just grow out my
Ooh.
beard, put on a hat and an eye patch, and there we go.
Ugh.
Oh, jeez. All right.
But
Okay,
yes.
Oh boy.
so
Anywho.
how's our beaten to a pulp friend faring?
He's still beaten to the pulp. He's still there, laying on the ground,
Unconscious.
unconscious.
Well, I suppose we best get on to business then. So, this would all be a very nice haul, considering it technically belonged to this bloke who we just defeated. He's got his salvager's rights going. I mean, we're in all likelihood, we're probably going to end up killing this guy anyway, so.
Mhm.
But it's well.
Anyways, I guess we'll be waiting around the unconscious guy, waiting for him to come.
I do have some potions of healing I could use to wake him early.
Wait, quick question. Did Martin ever specify if the dragons had an innate connection to the orbs? Like they can sense where they are?
I don't think so, but then again, you never asked that question.
Okay,
Nobody
good.
ever did.
Okay, because if they do, I mean, we could ask her if there's well, she might not know where the orb is. If there's just something, like a tingling or something like that in the back of her mind or something.
Yeah, you could ask. You could ask that. Me and her are clearly workshopping other things. We're clearly talking other business as I am in progress of adopting a third daughter.
Who's the second?
Unofficially, Bella.
Well, I mean, everyone here on this plane, except for the Draco Lich and the Green Dragon, are young enough for that. So I suppose so.
Oh, and the frog people.
Oh yeah, and the frog.
I could use a potion of healing to wake the Freedy early if we wanted to.
We could do that.
I will
Somewhere.
Set up the wall of force and then feed it to him via mage hand.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then, if that's the case, I will stand back here.
Yeah.
Because we have wall of force up. And I can't do anything about anything with the wall of
Well, I
force.
mean, I want to be.
Do we want to do
I
that?
want to be more. Yeah, I don't see any
Sure.
problem doing that.
Okay.
Let's
Let's
get
All right.
ourselves positioned
Just a
for
moment.
beating the snot out of him again.
If he ever gets out of the wall of force, keep in mind he will be in a wall of force. Like, it's not
Yeah,
force
that's what I was
cage.
like.
It's no force cage, but it is still not easy to get out of.
It's to like everything except disintegrate,
Yeah.
which I
Yeah.
burned my 6th level spell slot, so I can't cast disintegrate.
Yeah, and the only situation you could use your 7th level spell slot to do it.
I could use what? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I could use 7th
Yeah.
level disintegrate. Yep.
The hemispherical dome with a radius of up to 10 feet. Oh well, I'm just gonna make it 15 feet then. So that is an impenetrable dome of force.
Nope.
And then before Wit sets that up, Ticker will place a potion of healing on the ground in the sphere, and then he will use telekinesis to feed the potion of healing to the Afridi.
Yeah.
All right. You wake up. He begins coughing. Ah. What are you doing?
So, where's the orb? I know you're the one who is calling the shots around here.
All right. Suggesting that I'm in here and you're out there.
Oh yeah, we would have taken his staff away before we did that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
we would
okay.
have disarmed him.
All right. Actually, did you just want to search him or something?
You know what? Yeah, let's
Yeah.
search him
Just
before we
before
wake
we
him up.
revive him.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That would have been a good idea.
Funny
Because
time travel
if
nonsense.
we indeed
It's-
found
it's
if we
late.
found the orb on his person, then we can just
Kill him.
ice him right then and there and not
Yeah.
have to deal with him.
It's late.
Mhm.
It's so
Yeah.
it's late, and one
Yeah.
of us is drunk. So you know.
I'm not drunk anymore. I actually sobered up
Okay.
about an hour ago.
Okay.
That's good.
Okay, it's late, and one of us.
I wasn't
is...
even drunk. I was buzzed.
Oh,
Alright,
I'm next.
okay.
What? Oh,
What?
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 Oh, I guess
Visible
Maddie's been
confusion.
drinking.
Oh no, not yet.
Wait. So I guess like when searching the body, you realize that inside his elaborate hat, the orb is just right there.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
He's
So you just
had
wanna
this
kill him
whole time.
All right.
That's nice.
You know what?
Let's just kill him.
I actually have a better idea.
Well,
Oh,
Let's let the dragon kill him.
If she wants to, if she wants to. Can't force her to do anything.
Well, yeah. If she wants to, let's let the dragon kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so what do you want to do?
Ooh,
I'm gonna ask the dragon.
Mm.
What do you want to do?
Alright.
He's your captor
Uh,
is your captor's on death's door. Do you want to give him a push?
all right.
Little
So,
shove, I'll help you.
but yes. So, so the dragon is like there's still that potion of healing, right?
Ticker has them. He'll
Alright.
hold one out.
She takes it from
Yeah.
you. Doesn't really ask for it. A
Yeah.
bit rude, but you're talking to a red dragon. It's
Yeah.
rude is their
is what they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Takes it. In this form, just kind of holds the head of the Afridi, with one claw just entirely in her grasp. What is it? Forces the potion down his throat. Breaks it so that so basically breaks it inside the Afridi's mouth by closing it tight enough, breaking the teeth of the Afridi and the glass.
Oh, let's
so the
go.
Afridi is fully awake as the claws tighten further and further until just the Afridi screaming out in pain as finally you hear a snap and a crush as strange flaming blood starts pouring out from the Afridi as the body of the Afridi, which was once struggling to get rid of, was trying to undo the grasp, just falls limp.
I like her.
Skirvo's gonna walk right up, right next to this, holding both the red orb and also puffing out a couple sea monsters from his pipe. I would have at least said something. Neither approval or disapproval. Just saying what he could have done.
Clearly, it was for maximum disrespect.
You know, I was expecting that Ticker was gonna like look away when this happened because
Yeah.
he didn't. He would not have been one to have killed the Afridi when he was unconscious.
Yeah.
But she did wake him up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like because to kill an unconscious enemy is dishonorable. So
Yeah.
But yes, so with the head crushed of the Afridi, the body then begins to dissipate.
Yeah.
As is the case with a lot of other elementals.
As is
Yeah.
the case with most outsiders.
Yeah.
Who knows if this
Feel
plane will,
better?
if this plane will hold his spirit over, he'll just come back on the elemental plane of fire.
A
Trust.
mystery indeed.
Yeah.
Out of
He's
character,
gonna-
Spencer, I actually would like you to tell me whether that's the case, because if he is gonna come back, I'm totally making him a minor villain in Echoes.
Yeah, listen, once again, it's like, remember, if people die here, they follow the same route as what Pearl becomes. They become
So he does become a
tiny
shadeling.
shadlings.
He becomes a shadeling. He
Yes.
does not go back to the elemental plane like a genie normally would.
All right.
Yes.
Cool.
Oh, I feel like that's a good stopping point for the
I
night.
do too.
Just one last thing. Just one last little thing. Skirvo's gonna pat her on the shoulder. Feel better?
Quite.
Excellent.
All right. So what the heck is shield
You
mode?
did good, bestie.
Anyways, that is the end of this session. We may or may not be back next week. We're a little more consistent now because things that were causing us to not be as consistent have ended. So
Okay,
Um,
the mouse kidnapped me.
it's,
Okay,
it's not your fault, Maddie.
the mouse kidnapped me and held me
Yes.
at gunpoint.
Yeah, yes, the mouse kidnapped Maddie.
Yeah.
Anyways, we may or may not
Mikey Mouse.
Michael Mouser.
We
We may or may not be back next week. Who freaking knows?
Yep, who knows? We'll see you later.